I've lost my identity. I've been a boxer half of my life. It is really hard to deal with, you know. Coaching has definitely helped with all of that.
Ashley from Notjustboxing here with Adrian Martin. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, thanks. Ash, how you doing?
Yeah, very good. So, obviously, I just saw you in the crowd there, and I was just saying how you were one of the first interviews I ever did when I started doing this channel 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, no, so it was, where was it? The Brentwood Centre, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. And I ended up stepping in and fighting at Cruiserweight. I was meant to fight for the Southern area, but string of pull-outs happened. Anyway, I ended up boxing Aussie Jervy at Cruiserweight. It's a bit mental, but I won. But ironically, didn't know that'd be my last ever fight.
Yeah,
which I'm a bit gutted about, but it is what it is.
That. So, can you tell us what happened?
So, yeah, I mean, a lot of things happened in my life leading up to that point, but a bit of bad mental health, very bad mental health, to be honest. And I thought the answer to my problems was in the back of a lorry. So, yeah, I had a serious car crash, and I had some quite extensive damage. I severed my bowels, I hemorrhaged all the quadrants in my abs. Yeah, I was. They put me in a coma and everything. I was in a bad way, but I recovered relatively fast. Physically, I pretty much healed fully. But the board decided it was against my interest to box. But you know, they've been nothing but kind to me since, and they have helped push me on to being a pro trainer, which I am now. And you know, Martin Bowers has brought me on at the Peacocks to assist with all of them, and I'm like refinding a new love for boxing from the different perspective, you know.
Yeah, it's great. As one door closes, another one opens.
100%. I mean, I spent 2 years sort of wrestling with what am I going to do with myself. When the board didn't re-license me, I was like, I've lost my identity. I've been a boxer half of my life. You know, all of my adult life, that's what I've been. So I've had that sort of taken away from me, and it not have been on my terms. I wasn't prepared for it. It is really hard to deal with, you know. But coaching has definitely helped with all of that, and I've always had a passion for coaching. I've coached as long as I've boxed. Maybe a year later I started coaching. I was handing up to my amateur coaches. Back then I did my level 1 course. Now I run an amateur boxing club with Joe Taylor in Ongar. So yeah, it's going really well. We've had quite a bit of success. We've had quite a few national champions, which is really good. You know, it's always a bonus when they're winning. And now Martin's brought me on at the Peacocks, and it's just like sparked the love for the sport in a whole different way. But yeah, I'm really enjoying myself.
It's great to hear. It's good that you're doing amateurs and pros. So what have you been doing for the amateurs? Obviously, we've just had, was it the developments?
Yeah, the development ABA.
Was that this weekend?
Yeah, the finals are tomorrow. I just had a boy, unfortunately, he lost in the semi-finals, but you know what, the whole way leading up to it, he's boxed excellent, and he's only boxed for 2 years. So to have got to where he's got to with his limited experience and time doing it, got fair play to him. Like a real good kid, real good talent, Doug, and yeah, he go a long way, I think.
It's great to hear. So when you're dealing with these amateurs, obviously I know you said you've made national champions, etc. What side of boxing, when it comes to like the mentality, what are you sort of talking to them? Let's say after the loss yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have a look at why they lost first. Could be a variety of reasons, but if they didn't lose to a fault of their own, you can't put them down for it. You just got to be like, right, chalk it down to experience. Don't let it get into your head and go again. As an amateur boxer, if you are aspiring to be a pro boxer, be as active as you can, get all of that experience. A lot of people worry about protecting their records in the amateurs. You don't need to worry about that. Just get on with the job, because you probably get robbed somewhere anyway. So, like, just get as much experience as you can. Get yourself out there as much as you can, and that will prepare you for the pros, and that will prepare you for the elite amateurs that are, like, sort of professional amateurs. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're here tonight, obviously, for Dan Aziz.
I am indeed two-time champ. That's what's going to happen.
So, obviously, from the outside looking in, boxing fans, they're seeing Dan, obviously, a loss and a draw.
Yeah.
A lot of people are thinking, is he done? Is he going to bounce back? Like, I've seen him, he's looked very happy this week.
Yeah, no, he's been in great spirits. He's looked unreal in his whole training camp. Like, he's been on the ball with everything. He's made weight so comfortably. You know, he couldn't have asked for a better camp. He's in real good spirits. I think we're going to see the Dan Aziz that beat Hosea Burton. I think that's what we're going to see tonight. That's what I believe in my heart. And looking at how he's in the dressing room and how relaxed he is now, I think that's the Dan Aziz that we're going to see today.
So this is going to come out after the fight.
Yeah.
Can you tell us the game plan against Louis Edmondson? It's coming out after.
Well, I just think it's going back to what he used to do before, you know, clever boxing. Like Martin's really worked at, instead of just pressure, it's calculated pressure. It's making them miss, wearing them out by making them miss and making them pay with shots to the head and to the body, you know, and that's what, and his jab as well. Really getting behind that jab. He has got a monster jab. I mean, my nose is shaped like this from it. You know what I mean?
Is that because of Dan?
Oh, mate, yeah, he's jab. You can't get away from it. So that's where I think he'll win the bout. You know, I expect Louis is going to start fast. He's known for doing that. So I think Dan's going to deal with what he comes out with, and then just put the pressure on him. I could see a late stoppage. That's my opinion.
So what is the prediction? I know you said late stoppage. You got a round?
Past eight, I reckon.
Brilliant. So you said as well you had a fighter out last night on the Frank Warren show?
Yes, we had Sam King boxing on there. He boxed brilliantly. He's just come back off a draw where he had 2 broken hands, so he's been back in the ring, and do you know what? He was on point.
Broken hands?
Yeah. Imagine that, boxing with 2 broken hands.
How did he break them? Just the other guy had
The kid punches like a train.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Like, I was holding pads for him. I was warming him up. Mate, this guy can punch. And his record don't reflect how hard he hits, but...
Do you think that's just because when you're fighting, for example, certain journeymen, it's very hard to get the shots off?
He didn't. The guy he boxed had pretty much had a 50-50 record, slightly negative. He was tough. He was fucking tough. He was game, and he didn't turn up to just do a job. Like, he turned up to fight. But the minute Sam hit him with a jab, he just went into a shell, and he wasn't coming out of his shell. And I know it from when I boxed. Some of these journeymen, when they go in that shell, when you're inexperienced, you got to find the next way to break through that guard, and I think that will come in a few fights time. We're going to start seeing a lot of exciting finishes from Sam. I've got a lot of belief in him. He's a seriously good boxer, but man, his punch power, wow.
So what's the brains behind, let's say you have got someone tucking up on the back foot, not really engaging, not really giving much away. How do you break them down and knock them out?
I mean, obviously you've got to change your levels between head and body. You have to implement a higher work rate and change angles. You've got to try and encourage them in stages to bait them into throwing something, or bait a reaction out of them to create the openings. Pull the guard out the way. Whatever you've got to do to create those openings. There's just a few examples of how it can be done.
So I know you said I don't want you to list now loads of people, but what talent have you got in the gym, in the amateurs, that you think are going to be rising stars turning over? Is there anyone in particular we should keep an eye for?
Well, yeah, there's a few. I've got a little group with me every morning. I've got my boy James, Rishi, Doug, but also my club captain, Reece Vincent. That boy, his work rate is horrible.
What are you doing with them in the morning?
I do normal training sessions with them, like Monday to Friday every morning, and I'm working real hard.
Is this before school for some of them and everything?
No, they're all seniors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, we've got a couple. No, tell you, I've got my Chihuahua twins, right? That's what we call them, or tornado twins, they like to be called, right? Tommy and Leo Barton. Those two, my God, they are superstars in the making. They really are unbelievable talents. They're both 13 years old, right? 35, 36 kilos, right? They're tiny little boys at the minute, but my God, they are going to be superstars when they become men. I swear to God. I'm saying it now, and we'll see it in the future. I promise you that.
Brilliant. I'll be looking out for him.
Thank you very much.
Can I get your prediction for the main event?
That's a real tough one, but I can see Adam Azim winning it on points.
Points.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, mate.
No worries, mate. No worries.
Adrian.